So I run into a lot of reactionaries that like to say identity politics bad. And I mostly agree with that. The thing is, there's two different types of identity politics. There's the real identity politics, or the positive identity politics, which is when you say, hey, I'm part of this group. This group faces a lot of systemic issues. Here is the evidence for it. And it's pretty important to discuss this. That's good id poll. Then you have bad id poll. And that's when you get somebody like Blair White who says, I can't be transphobic because I'm trans. Or, why are white cis guys telling me I'm transphobic when they're white and cis? They shouldn't be able to have a opinion on these issues. And today we have a video by an Arielle Scarcella fan slash stan slash defender named Transbra. I assume he's a trans dude. I'm going to assume. And this video only has 825 views, is calling out me, Vosh, and Destiny for defending trans people against Arielle Scarcella. I'm very excited to see what we have here. I know nothing about it prior. I've seen a few of the points, I've seen like a few clips of it, but let's get into it.
Okay, so let's talk about why it's not okay for Arielle Scarcella to talk about trans people. Because this is something that's been kind of bothering me off and on. Seems like every other month she gets more crap from people just because she decided to talk about trans people or decided to cover a subject related.
Yeah, I mean, generally if you say transphobic shit, you're gonna get dogpiled for it because you just can't help yourself from saying transphobic shit. I mean, that seems to be the trend.
To trans people. Now, I'm going to start off by saying, like I usually say, just to be clear, I don't agree with Arielle on everything, obviously. However, a lot of her points, to me, make very perfect sense. A lot of her points as well, I tend to agree with.
Okay, let's see some of them. I'm excited to tear them apart.
But overall, her being a lesbian and a female, I 100% back her up and understand why she has the concerns she does have and why she feels that she needs to speak out. Now, what I'm curious about is why so many people want to dogpile her specifically and have a problem with her talking about trans people.
Okay, so the reason why so many people are dogpiling her is, one, she's a massive YouTuber. No, I wouldn't say massive. She's a big YouTuber. She's got a big audience. She influences a lot of people. Her words reach a lot of people's ears. She's got an audience. So that's one of the biggest reasons. Second, she's saying dumb transphobic shit. When you say dumb transphobic shit, people are going to call you out. And they're going to call you out even more so if you've got a big audience and a lot of people are hearing you and you have influence over a lot of people. You deserve to be called out if you're doing that and you've got a big audience.
I've seen this a lot, especially from trans men making videos essentially telling her to shut up and listen to trans people and just not have her own opinion. Just don't form your opinion. Talk about trans people exactly how I tell you to talk about us, or else shut.
This is meaningless. What he's doing right now, what he's saying. There's a reason why he's being so vague. When he says this, talk about trans people how I want you to talk about trans people. Okay, how trans people want you to talk about trans people is saying, yeah, if you're trans, you're valid as your identity. If you don't agree with that and you say otherwise, you're transphobic. It's as simple as that. I'm sorry if that offends you, but then I don't make the rules. That's just the definition of transphobia. I don't make the rules. I'm sorry.
Up. Okay, and this is something that I've heard and seen a lot. Okay, however, on that same note, interestingly enough, I don't really see anybody having a problem with a bunch of white dudes that are just gamers that have things they want to comment on,
it's me,
including trans people.
Oh.
There's a lot of commentary from these gamers on YouTube.
Wait,
and nobody.
Why does he keep saying gamers? Wait, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I mean, yeah, me, Destiny, and Vosh are gamers. Fuck, we've been called out. We're gamers. Ah, shit. Why did he mention that I was white, too? Wait, what relevance is that? Wait, hold on. What relevance is me being a white gamer dude to my opinion on trans shit? I guarantee I've done more research on transgender issues than literally 99.9999% of people have. I mean, we have, like, the... I mean... Do we, like... Do we gotta talk about the research document? Why does our fucking identity matter if we've done the research into these topics, and we have the data and the studies to back up our opinions on this? Why are you pulling the id poll right now? You're doing the cringy liberal id poll that you guys claim to get so upset about.
Nobody has a problem with that. They seem to get a pass. It seems that they're entitled to speak about transgender people. So I'm just gonna...
Hey, everybody's entitled to talk about whatever topic they want to talk about. But if you say some dumb brain dead shit, people are gonna smack back. They're gonna snap back at you, buddy. And if that happens, you can't just whine and say, why don't I have the right? Why am I not entitled to say whatever I want? Why do you get to disagree with me? I'm sorry. But if you have an audience and you say some dumb, discriminatory, transphobic shit, you're gonna get clowned on, and you're just gonna have to deal with that. I'm sorry.
Kind of briefly show you. Okay, so this is Arielle Scarcella's homepage here. There's a bunch of videos. Obviously, she's got a lot of videos. I mean, she has like 662,000 subscribers. So I'm not going to go through all of them. But yes, there are a decent amount of transgender videos here, right?
And almost all of her videos on trans people are putting down trans people. I wonder why we think that she's transphobic. Monka,
For example, the recent ones up here, which was the woke left says this is a woman, I disagree. And the recent one, which she just posted about an hour ago, trans athletes call women competitors losers. Now, just kind of as an example here, both of these videos seem to be focused on women to an extent, right? Yes, they're talking about transgender women, but they're also talking about women. And when I say women, I mean just biological females, okay?
They love to say that, don't they? The Truscum types. I'm pretty sure this dude's a trans guy, right? I mean, his name is Transbra on YouTube. So I'm going to guess that he's talking about he's talking about real women, biological women, the biological females, you know? Yes, I'm sorry, but if you're constantly saying transphobic shit, like Arielle Scarcella does, it's what most of her content is now, because she's doing the right-wing grift. She's doing it. She's hashtag leaving the left. She's doing it. It's very transparent. I mean, she was already invited on Dave Rubin's show. I'm pretty sure she'll have her own show on Blaze TV at some point, because that's the grift, right? I mean, you're going to get called out.
If I'm going to talk about trans women specifically, then I will specify and I will say trans women, because there's a difference there.
Yes, because trans women aren't real women, am I right?
Now, to me, it doesn't seem out of this world for Arielle to make a video that is obviously talking about trans athletes calling women competitors losers, and also the other one is talking about how, you know, certain people in the community think that a biological male that literally does nothing to transition and appears 100% like a male, then claims that he's a woman, is a woman in the same sense that Arielle is, which is false. It's not true. You don't share the same experiences. It is
no definition of trans or woman meets the standards that Truscum put out. Woman is just a gender identity. Simple as that. This is how it's academically recognized. If you want to get down to sex and talk about biological sex, which, by the way, is only ever pointed out by Truscum, who just hate trans people in general and want to use an excuse to, like, misgender trans people that they don't like or that they think aren't valid enough. I'm sorry, but the definition of woman is just, it's a gender identity. If you identify as a woman, you're a woman. You don't have to be a certain amount of passing. You don't have to pass super well to be a real woman. Simple as that.
Is not true. So
also, yeah, no two women are exactly alike. There's tall women and there's short women. There's white women and there's black women. There's skinny women and there's thick women. There's women with penises and women with vaginas. Not all women are exactly the same. In the same way that, what's an example of a woman? I don't know. Guys, give me an example of a woman. Yeah, big boobie and small boobie, as Vosh likes to use the example of. Does anybody in chat have an example of, like, a cis woman? Of, like, two different cis women? I need examples. I can't think of any women off the top of my head, because women are bad. Squad W, my friends. Long hair, short hair. I need specific females, all right? Yes, spooky is not the same as Ellen DeGeneres. That's another example of a woman. That's one right there. Right there. We remembered an example of a woman. All right, women are allowed here. That's why we don't think about them. Yeah, your mom and your grandma aren't the same. They aren't women in the same way. White Nervosa and Hyena are both women, but they're different kinds of women. Because they're different people. I don't know. It's always TERFs and Truscum that like to use that example that trans women and cis women aren't the same type of woman, you know?
I feel like she has every right to talk about that. It's not that crazy. And again, yes, people complain there's just too many videos about transgender people. Well, yeah, there's a decent amount here. I'm not going to lie, but not the majority. I wouldn't say all of her videos are on transgender people.
Okay, so if I say, hey, what a wonderful time. Okay, I'm sorry. So if I say, hey, this YouTuber has made a few videos that are pretty iffy. Like, it seems like he's pretty in favor of like, killing black people. Like, I think this guy actually just wants to exterminate all black people. And I'm like, yeah, look at this video. Here's a video where he talks about, like, the 1350 stats, and here's a video where he talks about how actually black people benefited from slavery. I think this guy might be a racist and might, like, want to kill black people. And then you come out and say, yeah, but look, he's only made like a few videos like that. It's only like 1 or 2 videos. It's only like 3 or 4 videos. I mean, like, he hasn't even made that many videos about it. Why is he allowed to talk about this? Doesn't he have the right to talk about this? You're a white guy. Why are you entitled to talk about this? Like, this is pretty comparable.
And I wouldn't say that, you know, I've seen people say things like, oh, well, like the only reason she's even relevant is because she makes transgender videos, and it's not true. She makes a lot of lesbian stuff.
Yeah, no, most of her content is clickbaiting, like, fetishizing lesbians. Can we talk about how that's an issue? Because this is something I feel like Arielle Scarcella doesn't get enough shit for. She way fucking fetishizes lesbians. She just plays off of how many, it's Coomer bait. Like, she just plays off of the fetishization of lesbians. You do realize that, like, when you see a, okay. Why, do you think it's probably not it's for mostly a straight male audience? Or, like, young, like, Coomer lesbians, right? I don't know. It's just fucking... I feel like there's probably an issue with, like, fetishizing that shit. Like, look at this thumbnail right here, where it's, like, a dude getting kissed by 2 women, and then her, like, pointing to it in the background. Yeah, it's for, like, 13-year-old boys who stumble across her videos, seeing, like, 2 women kissing and being like, oh, yeah, poggers.
And again, just going back to my main point...
Like, hold on. Can I just, like... Tell me this isn't fetishization fucking Coomer bait. Women test sucking sex toy. Like, this is Coomer bait. This is something I would read in a fucking Pornhub title. You cannot tell me that this isn't blatant Coomer bait. That is meant to fetishize lesbians.
Like, who is making these rules? I don't see why, if she is a woman, and she's a lesbian, and there's, you know, a bunch of discourse happening right now surrounding that coming from the transgender community, why is she not allowed to speak on that? Why is a trans woman allowed to speak on lesbian topics? But
because that trans woman might be a lesbian. Also, you're allowed to talk about issues involving a certain group that you aren't a part of. As a matter of fact, historically, allies like that are not part of certain groups that still support that group have been massively influential and helpful for getting rights for those groups. Do you think that it was like... You do realize that there has to be allies for these groups in order for them to succeed, right? If they're just advocating for themselves with no allyship from other groups, other, like, demographics, they aren't going to succeed. They're called a minority group for a reason, usually because they're a minority of the population and or they hold a minority of the power, except for, like, women, as an example, because women are actually a statistical majority, but they are a minority in the sense they hold less power per capita, right? Yeah, no, this just isn't an argument. The argument that you're not part of this group, so you shouldn't be talking about it, just doesn't make any sense. Yeah, allies are incredibly useful for mainstreaming these issues.
Arielle cannot speak on women's topics. So one of these groups is allowed to say whatever they want.
You're allowed to say whatever you want, but people will call you out if they don't like what you say. Why do they frame it like this? Like, why am I not allowed to say this? Listen, You're allowed to go outside. Hey, Caitlin Bennett tested this and did this herself. You're allowed to go and shit your pants at a party. No one is stopping you. You have the First Amendment right to go shit yourself at a party, at a college party, but people are still going to make fun of you for it. I'm sorry. That's freedom of speech right there.
Doesn't matter. And then the other group has to be sure that they include trans women in every sense, and they abide by like some fucking rule book, which is insane and ridiculous. But
what are we talking about? Like the research, the data, the studies? Yes, there is a scientific consensus on these topics, and if you say something that is contradictory to that in order to try to shit on trans people and shit on certain minority groups, you're going to get called out for it because you're wrong and a piece of shit. And you should eat my ass.
Yeah, so this is her page, and like I said, everybody has a problem with Arielle speaking out. That's just a thing. I don't know why, specifically her. The only reason I have come to,
well, because she's got an audience and she's spreading misinformation and being a piece of shit, being a transphobic piece of shit. That's why it's her. We do it to Blair White too, and she's a trans woman. We do it to all sorts of TERFs.
The only conclusion at this point that I've come to is that Arielle is a woman, and you guys are all a bunch of fucking misogynistic assholes.
True! True! Yep, we hate women. That's why I became a leftist, guys. That is why I became a leftist. I hate women. Can I get a squad W in chat? I want to see that chat fill up with squad Ws. Fucking femoids, I hate them. I hate them! Hell yeah. Squad W. Fucking quad squubble you. God damn. Fucking femoids. We do hate women. We're all a bunch of misogynists here. That's why I became a leftist in the first place, because I hate women. We're fucking misogynistic Bernie Sanders supporters. You got me.
That is it. I can't think of anything else, so if you can think...
I would like to debate this guy, because he's very fucking stupid. I don't think he has two brain cells to rub together, and I would just love to fucking whip out my big meaty fucking cock and shove it up his ass. Metaphorically speaking, in the debate stage, you know, in the battleground of ideas. I would love to debate this dude. It would be a good time.
Think of a reason as to why you have a problem with her, but not a bunch of other people talking about transgender individuals, despite the fact that they aren't trans either.
Oh, look, it's me! Holy shit, look, there I am! Look, I'm calling out Arielle Scarcella. I'm calling out Jessica Yaniv and debating a Truscum. I'm calling out Blair White. Look, it's me! Guys, we made it. We're famous. I'm famous. We did it. We fucking did it, guys. Hell yeah. Xander Hall transgender. You should Google that and watch all of those videos, by the way, and leave a like and comment. We fucking did it. Hypers. We did it, Reddit. Thank you, Coke Gaming.
I often hear, you know, you're not trans. You can speak on our behalf, right? Okay, so Arielle can't speak about trans people because she's not trans.
Wait, nobody says that. Wait, what? Hold on. I've never seen any, like, leftist trans advocate say, unless it's, like, a wokelet that already, like, hates breadtubers already, that says, you're cis, you have no right to talk about trans issues. But, like, most of the left in general is really big and in favor of, like, allies for the trans community. He watched this one a little bit, and he watched this one a little bit. He watched my one video on Arielle Scarcella. He watched, like, the first 10 seconds of my video on Blair White. Didn't watch this old-ass debate I did with a Truscum about Jessica Yaniv. Interesting. I even made a video about it, right there. Can cisgender people talk about trans issues? I even made a video talking about this and acknowledging these issues.
But these very woke white dudes can speak about trans people 24/7.
Yes, we can, because for starters, I've never said you don't have the right to talk about trans issues, but we have done the required research and studying to quantitatively, is that the right word? I might not be, I don't care, to speak on these issues. We've done the fucking research. We have data to back up our claims. We're not just some fucking brain-dead wokelets on fucking YouTube just saying transphobic shit and talking out of our asses. We have, yeah, the authority, yeah, whatever, fuck off. We have the data to back up our points. You don't. You're just bitching and trying to defend your queen, Arielle Scarcella.
I mean, seriously, look at this dude here. Xander Hall or whatever, a gamer, also doing commentary. Let's just go all the way down. Okay, that's like at least more than 5, probably like 10 over here. Okay, and it keeps going. I'm going to go ahead and guess, what, like 25 videos on transgender shit?
Yeah.
And nobody's...
Hey, and the woke... Hey, look at me. And the wokelets say that I'm a transphobe. God damn. He's a smaller transmedicalist trans guy along with the lines of Blair White, Calvin Garr, and Rose of Dawn. Oh, so he's trying to like fill that niche? Poggers. I hope she sees this, bro. Yeah. Can I get a hope? I hope she sees this, bro. I hope Arielle Scarcella sees this and gives him a chance. Wait, no. She won't because she's gay. I forgot. I wonder if this guy would debate me. I feel like he'd be too much of a fucking wuss to do it. But if he's down, we can fucking go at it in the battleground of ideas. I'll whip it out. We can fucking measure up. Wait, he's a trans guy. It's probably... Is that a transphobic joke? Metaphorically speaking. By whip it out, I mean our brain power. Brain power. I've watched hours of his content. It's left a strain on my soul. Oh yeah, he's clearly very, very stupid.
Calling out this guy. Nobody's going to call him out. I'm just saying. Like...
Tons of people call me out. Mostly they're Nazis and fascists, but... I mean, Truscums have called me out before, but I blow them all the fuck out in every single debate that I get in with them. Because Truscum and transmedicalists are fucking stupid as fuck. They have none of their beliefs are Not a single belief that transmedicalists and transphobes hold is based in science. It's all feels-based. Once you, like, drill down through all of their opinions, they all start fucking, like, rattling off, yeah, but it's not the same. Trans women and cis women just aren't the same. But non-binary people can't be valid because how can there be a third gender? There can only be 2 genders. Okay, but here's all the data that refutes that. Yeah, but that's like liberal propaganda. That's just progressive. What about this one time I saw a non-binary person and they were acting this certain way? See, non-binary people can't be valid. Yeah, but the data disagrees with you here. This is the definition of transgender. This is the definition of gender. Sex and gender aren't the same thing. Non-binary people are by definition transgender. Yeah, but it's not the same thing. They're just trending. Why would you be transgender if you don't have gender dysphoria? Yeah. These people are fucking brain dead. Holy shit. Someone give them the fucking lobotomy.
This guy gets a pass. Arielle, shut up. Like, dude, how do you not see how disgusting it is to tell a woman to shut up, but all the dudes can just talk about whatever the fuck they want?
Hey, you're a trans guy, and you should shut the fuck up, because you have no idea what you're talking about, and you're a goddamn idiot. Either come on here and debate me, or shut the fuck up, because you clearly have no idea what you're talking about. Maybe people have done, like, literal dozens of hours of research in our literal jobs is to like, talk about these issues. Maybe it's worth listening to what we have to say, because I'd love to see your data and your studies that back up what you believe. That like what Arielle Scarcella has said about these topics on trans issues. I'd like to see what data you have to back up your opinions, because we've done the actual research. You haven't. There are a lot of fucking... This is actually really surprising. There are a lot of really fucking stupid trans people when it comes to trans issues, outside of like leftist advocacy positions. Believe it or not, but not every trans person is an activist. Some of them just kind of go about their transition and do their thing and don't give a fuck about advocating for trans rights. And then they go into there was this time that I got into a game of Fortnite, like a Fortnite random duo game with a trans girl, and I was talking to her about trans issues, and she unironically said there's only 2 genders and sex and gender are the same thing. And mind you, this was like a really far along transition trans girl. Like, this girl had been on hormones for years, had already had like bottom surgery, and like this girl was like far on in her transition, and she was unironically saying sex and gender are the same thing and there's only 2 genders. I'm sorry, but being trans doesn't make you an expert on trans issues. And in reality, there's only 2 genders. Based and unbased. Based and cringe. Those are the 2 genders.
Now, the other argument that will probably be made is, well, what Arielle's saying is harmful and quite transphobic.
True!
Yada, yada, yada. Well, you know what? That's your opinion. just because.
Hey, look, I like how he has to, like, you know, he's not going to acknowledge it here, but we have ASAP Science, the science of being transgender, featuring Gigi Gorgeous. I actually need to watch this video. I actually really need to watch this video, because ASAP Science is a really good channel, and I didn't know that they made a video about transgenderism, and I assume it's going to be positive, because it's ASAP Science. It's a good channel. I'd actually like to see that video quite a bit.
Your view of gender is different from hers, or because...
Oh, no. Our view of gender lines up completely with the consensus of the scientific community. Your view of gender does not. You're just wrong. I wish you guys would just bite the bullet and say, yeah, no, we just don't agree with the academics on this one, and just stop whining and complaining like a bunch of little beta bitch babies. Just fucking own it. Own that you're anti-intellectual, own that you're anti-science, and just go with it. You just hate trans people, or you just hate trans people that don't pass enough for your standard. Just fucking own it. Stop being such little crybaby bitches. Just fucking own it, you fucking betas. It pisses me the fuck off how dishonest these pieces of shit are. It's like it's so befuddling to me how you can be such so brain dead.
The way you view sex is different from hers doesn't make somebody transphobic. And again, I happen to...
It does. Hey, guess what? If your view of race is different from mine, you're probably racist. Because if you think, like, let's say, for example, you think race is real. Let's say you think race is real. Hey, guess what? You're probably racist. And that same person would say, oh, well, I'm not racist. My idea of race is just different from yours. Yeah, that's what being transphobic is. Holy shit.
Agree with a lot of what she says, so I guess by that definition, then I'm transphobic too, which is absolutely insane. But welcome to 2020.
Yes, you can be trans and be transphobic. I will tell it to your face. Come onto my stream and I will look you in the eye and I will tell you you are transphobic to your face. I will do it gladly. Please.
Anyways, now going on to Vosh. Okay, let's check out Vosh's page. Again, this is just another white dude. Like, as far as I'm concerned, he's not transgender, but he's okay to make all of these commentary videos on trans stuff because that's right, he's a very woke leftist. So
yes, and guess what? Both of our communities are overwhelmingly trans. Type 1 in chat if you're some flavor of trans, because guess what? It seems like trans people are a pretty big fan of us defending trans rights. I don't know why, but it seems like trans people tend to gravitate around figures who defend their validity and their existence against pieces of shit like you. That tends to be the trend for some reason.
So I
no
can
idea
keep
why.
Going all the way down this list, and as you can see, a lot of videos that he's made. Okay, and then of course
I would love to see Destiny just absolutely tear this dude's asshole asunder in a debate. It would be actually beautiful.
There's another one here. This is Destiny, another gamer / commentary channel, and he has also...
I'm sorry, but it's kind of funny to me that this guy's like such a normie. He has no idea that Destiny's just a fucking Twitch streamer, and this is like an editor that uploads the videos to his channel. I don't know, this dude's a fucking normie, so I can't really blame him. But he is a gamer, and he does like to say the N-word, so I mean, you're not wrong there.
Also spoken about trans stuff. Not nearly as much as like Vosh, for example, but he's definitely put out like, you know, a fairly decent amount here. So my point here overall is, if you're going to have an issue with Arielle talking about transgender topics, then you should have a problem with them talking about it too. And again...
Well, no, because it's the substance of what we're saying here. Guess what? The identity of the people talking about it here is irrelevant if the substance of what they're saying is valid or invalid. What's wrong here is what they're saying. Arielle Scarcella... The issue isn't Arielle Scarcella being a woman, although women are bad. Squad W, am I right, fellow Bernie bro leftists? Because, you know, leftists hate women, right? The issue isn't her being a woman, obviously. It's the fact that what she's saying is transphobic and discriminatory towards trans people. She is stoking antagonism towards trans people. That is what she is doing, especially trans women, especially trans women. The identity isn't what matters here. Why are you so obsessed with identity? Why do these people who always claim the left, like the woke left, are the problem and are so obsessed with identity? Why are they always the one that... Why are they always the ones that that complain and end up like resorting to identity politics? Wait, Riley Grace Fishong, did he delete one of your comments? Are you talking about me deleting a comment? Because I haven't deleted any of your comments. Are you talking about him deleting them? Because I assume you're talking about him.
From my point of view, I don't see any particular reason as to why these three white dudes, and not just them,
Wait,
right?
why does he keep bringing up white dudes? Just say if it's if you think it's relevant, like if us not being trans.
Ah yes, Vash, a person who majored in fucking sociology can't talk about trans issues.
Big true.
Pepe laugh.
Big fucking true. Thanks for the tier 1 gifted sub to Araxiel. Goes to FDR. I appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, no, Vash has a fucking sociology degree. Yeah, this person, like, to this person, all that matters is your identity. That's what gives you, license to talk about an issue. It doesn't matter how experienced you are. It doesn't matter what research you've done. If you're a white cis guy, you don't get to talk about these subjects, even if you're the ones actually advocating for these groups when others are not.
Be clear, there's probably a lot more other channels that I haven't stumbled across yet, but they're out there. They're talking about trans stuff. And it's
and we're big, and we've got a massive trans audience because we're actually defending trans rights and doing a damn good job at it. Like, hey, no one's hiding it. Wait, does he think that I'm ashamed of being like a white cishet dude that talks about trans issues all the time? I'm gonna keep talking about trans issues. I try to make sure like 60% of my content is defending trans rights because I think it's a really relevant topic. Does he think that I'm like ashamed of it or like I'm gonna stop or like I'm trying to hide it? Hey guys, don't tell anybody. But I'm a cis white het gamer dude who talks about trans issues. Just don't tell anybody though. Don't tell anybody, okay? Yeah, just we gotta keep it a secret, all right? It's between you and me.
acceptable and okay. And coming from my opinion, okay? My opinion here is none of this actually truly affects them directly. They really have no reason to talk about this except for the fact that they want to discuss it, which is fine.
Sure. It doesn't really affect me in the sense that I'm not trans, but it does affect me in the sense that I'd like to see the world be a better place. I generally want to increase human well-being. That's why I'm a socialist. That's why I'm in favor of socialist policies like Medicare for all, workers owning the means of production, I want people to do well. I want to prevent climate change and global warming so people don't die. Kind of want to end issues like world hunger, maybe because I care about people. I have friends who are trans. I don't want trans people to suffer. Maybe that's why. Even if we go to the autistic position Destiny has, I'm not using that as pejorative, by the way. It's literally Destiny has referred to it as this before, where he just empirically knows that being pro-trans rights is the empirically correct position, and so that's why he defends it. Even if you don't have any even if you don't have any empathy for trans people, you should still be in favor of trans rights just because it's the empirically correct position to hold.
I don't care. But my point is, Arielle, on the other hand, she wants to discuss it, and there's a reason for that. Just to be clear, again.
Yes, and the reason that she wants to discuss it is because, one, it's making her a lot of money, and two, she's a transphobic piece of shit. These aren't mutually exclusive.
You don't have to be trans to talk about trans stuff. There doesn't have to be a special reason as to why you're talking about trans stuff.
I agree.
You should be able to talk about whatever you want.
I agree.
Especially on your channel, do whatever you want.
I agree.
However, going back to my original point here, that Arielle has way more reason to discuss certain topics related to trans that directly impact her as a...
She's not trans. Why would she have any more reason to talk about it than me? She's not trans.
Female and as a lesbian.
She's as a female and as a lesbian.
Related to trans that directly impact her as a female and as a lesbian. These guys have absolutely no fucking reason to really actually give a shit. Except, hold on.
Yes, we do, because we care about trans people. And Arielle Scarcella is a big YouTuber with a big audience who's spreading transphobic rhetoric.
Let me look like I'm really woke as hell for the rest of the community, you know? There's a very huge difference here in why...
Yes, Xander Hall, very well known for caring about wokeness. You guys know me. Hey, you guys know me. You know how big I am about appealing to woke people, right? You know how much I care about not being offensive, right? Yeah, you know me. Yeah. I don't constantly fucking complain about wokelets and on a fucking daily basis.
Somebody speaking about trans stuff. I do it because I'm trans, and I do it also because I give a shit about women, and I do it because I'm tired of all these crazy ideas being put out there.
Yes, crazy ideas such as trans women are women and non-binary people are valid. Very crazy ideas that you have to call out. I completely agree, comrade. What a piece of shit.
Me directly, and also it affects, as far as I can tell, from my opinion, it is affecting a lot of other people too. So I care. I genuinely do care, and I don't want transsexuals to end up back in the closet because things are so insane. We're being
Oh God, here we go.
So forceful about stuff. That's
yes, the white moderate position. This is always what they fall back to when they say that like trans activists are too crazy. The trans activists are pushing things too much. Violence against trans people is going to peak because trans activists are just too extreme. Guess what, motherfucker? Every single civil rights movement in American history has been extreme, and the most effective people in these movements have been the ones that are willing to get violent and act out. Everyone from fucking Malcolm X to Martin Luther King Jr. were willing to act out. Well, Martin Luther King Jr. wasn't big on violence. Malcolm X definitely was. That's why Malcolm X is better than Martin Luther King Jr. That's just my opinion, though. Being able to like act out and engage in like civil disobedience and like political violence is like a huge fucking a huge part of every civil rights movement ever.
My stance. So I 100% back up Arielle or any other woman that has a problem with certain things that are being pushed in the transgender community. Because again,
by that he means he supports TERFs. He just doesn't like TERFs.
It directly impacts women.
He just likes TERFs. Sorry, I said doesn't like. I don't know. Fuck it. I'm hungry. Okay, my brain's not working.
Not these dudes. These dudes truly do not care and do not understand anything. I've watched many of their videos.
Yes. We clearly don't care and don't understand anything. Put aside. Like, really? Is he gonna try to take the, like, he's made no arguments. He's just pulled identity politics arguments out of his ass. Is he really gonna argue that we have no idea what we're talking about? God, I wanna fucking, this guy is so fucking brain dead. Debate me, you piece of shit. Fucking, I will call you a transphobic dumbass to your face. Please. Let's fucking debate. Don't be too afraid to jump in the ring with me!
And they don't get it. They don't get it. They want to pretend they get it because, I don't know, I guess the views really help them or whatever, but they don't truly...
Who do you think's getting more views? The people dunking on Arielle Scarcella or Arielle Scarcella herself? I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not very... I could probably make a lot more money and a lot more views if I was doing reactionary right-wing content. If I just, like, tomorrow, just started making... if I made a Why I Left the Left video tomorrow and just start doing the right-wing grift, holy fuck would I be living in a fucking 3-story, 18-bedroom house with my fucking harem by the end of this year, okay? That would be the future. But I don't, because guess what? Not only do I know that my positions are empirically fucking correct, because I have the data and the studies to back them up, not only that, but I have a fucking soul and morality, and I have empathy for these groups, and I'm doing what's best for them because I know it's what's right. I know it's both empirically right and morally right.
Really get it on the same level that Arielle does. So what's the deal? Are we going to call them out? Because I'm sitting over here waiting, especially for people like Chase Ross and Noah. You guys both seem to really love to call out Arielle and every other trans guy out there. You know, you guys act so tough and dogpile Arielle, who's a woman. I like to see you guys grow a pair and do the same with all these other dudes.
Maybe they don't. Maybe they don't disagree with us. Maybe because they're based as fuck. Chase Ross is apparently based as fuck. Maybe it's because they're not fucking brain dead transphobic morons like you are. Maybe that could. Maybe potentially.
They shouldn't be talking about it. They should be shutting up as well. Anyways, that's my point. I just want to put that out there because I think it's hypocrisy. It's disgusting. It's just utter horseshit. And guess what? If you care...
Okay, this dude's fucking brain dead. I really want to debate this guy. Holy shit. Okay, what's his Twitter? I'm going to put his Twitter in my chat. I want you guys to spam his Twitter is @MarsF. Alright, I want you guys to, let's see. I want you guys to spam this dude's Twitter. And, no. Don't brigade. Just add him and say debate Xander Hall on stream. We'll do it next time I have a gaming stream or during my next politics stream. Don't brigade him. Hey, don't brigade him. Just politely ask him to debate. Politely ask him to debate. Politely ask him to debate. Good meme.